The food court system allowed a horrible tragedy of the commons to develop. Nobody looked after the communal tables properly. You might try to enjoy your lunch on a table encrusted with tomato sauce stains so old they have gone black, while fighting off audacious sparrows that will peck your naan if you take your eye off it for a second. But you won't succeed. It is no surprise that food courts are horrible. The tragedy of the commons makes it inevitable. The tragedy of the commons is a theory that says communally owned assets will be excessively exploited and insufficiently cared for. It is way. Bus seats have chewing gum on them. Our oceans are full of plastic, and public toilets are so richly daubed with other people's excretions. There are two types of solutions. One is a complex system of rules and enforcement, funded and maintained by the network of common owners. The other is private ownership. When a restaurant owns its own chairs and tables, it keeps them in good nick. Private ownership is also why your couch at home is not coated in chewing gum and your powder room is pristine. Shopping center owners are sneaking up on the realization that food courts might be efficient, but they kind of suck. But they are doing so very slowly. Every time a new shopping center opens, they trumpet the great new food outlets that will feature inside. If they are in a food court, the center insists on calling it a cafe precinct or a dining terrace. But most of the time, these fantastic new outlets are not in the food court at all. Often enough, they are on the complete opposite side of the center to the food court. Take the new Fonda Mexican at Knox Shopping Center in Melbourne. Fonda Mexican is not trying to be that fancy. It's just a takeout joint. Medium priced. But it doesn't want its customers sitting on cheap rickety chairs out in the cavernous echo of the food court. Instead, it has its own booths in its own style. The fancier the shopping center, the less likely it has a McDonald's facing onto 200 plastic tables, and the more fully separate outlets it has. The upscale Emporium Shopping Centre in Melbourne's CBD has about half its food outlets as standalone outlets. Westfield Sydney has an outlet of Michelin star Tim Ho Wan. One thing is clear: consumer preferences are changing. This is about more than just food. This is about the changing face of shopping centres as they struggle to keep up with where Australians are at. They are too late for some, trying to shake off their tired image as a boring place for doing your chores and getting some keys cut. Tim McDonald, the founder of Fonda Mexican, says shopping centres keep approaching him. They are really behind the eight ball with the food and beverage offering. They have realized the food and beverage offering has really got to lift if they are going to be treated as leisure and entertainment centers as opposed to retail shopping centers. And they seem to be doing a good job. Our brand can fit in with some of the shopping centers. Australian retail has been in a dire state for a long time as people hoard their funds and scrimp and save for the good of the economy. We need to do whatever we can to make consumer spending tick up. Killing the food court once and for all might just give us the leg up that we need.